Ochocinco, former NFL player, versus food critic Keith Lee. Wow. Now let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, The Mix. Drop some comments in the comment section and let's keep it respectful and peaceful, remembering the community guidelines. Most importantly, listen to this video. Yes, listen to this video from beginning to end. Head on over to the community section. I always have polls going on, so vote, 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 vote. Thank you all for your support domestically and internationally. Now let me jump right into the topic. Okay, everyone, it is Saturday night, the weekend. Hope your Saturday is going well. I'm over here sipping on a glass of Pinot Grigio. I love Pinot Grigio. And this wine is from Italy. And I love it. I think this is my go-to wine moving forward. It's not bitter, it's really smooth. So I love a smooth wine. They give you a little kick, you know. So, but yes, I hope your weekend is going well. You being safe out there in them streets if you are out there. But yeah, so let me get right to it, you guys. Ochocinco versus the food critic Keith Lee. Oh my goodness. I don't understand. Why is everyone so up in arms about his opinion? Not like that we can't go to Google reviews, Yelp reviews, and do our own, like everyone does their own review on food, establishments, etc. Want to. So Keith Lee, he's just taking a different approach. Remember, you guys, he has, I think, over 12 million TikTok followers. And Keith Lee, he prides himself on being truthful, but at the same time, he's very respectful, and it's simply his opinion. You know, everyone doesn't have to each his own. If Keith Lee recommends somewhere, like just say if I'm out of town, and I'm like, oh, okay, Keith Lee recommended this restaurant. I might try it, I may not. Or I may go somewhere else. So it's everyone's prerogative to do what they want to do in terms of dining experiences. So, but yeah, and Keith Lee also too, he's very respectful in his critique. So I just don't see what the issue is. And to my understanding, he does a lot for the community. He does a lot for Black businesses. And it's not like he has to do this. He has his own bag, quote unquote. He's an MMA fighter or former MMA fighter, so he had his own revenue coming in prior to becoming this face type of food critic, going from city to city, state to state. So let me just go ahead and share with you all what Ochocinco had to say. Ochocinco, former NFL player Chad Johnson, he has this show with Shannon Sharp. They have their cast. And it kind of got heated, but let me just share what Ocho had to say about Keith Lee. Understanding, and in my opinion, I do not believe Ochocinco did his research, and sometimes that happens, especially in this content creation space, whether you have a podcast, YouTuber, whatever. Sometimes we may not have a lot of time in a day to conduct our research, especially if you are sort of kind of like a one-stop shop, or you don't have anyone to defer to kind of update you on the most current events and the details of what's really going on. So, but let me share with you what Ochocinco had to say.
I don't like the fact of what he's doing.
Ocho,
I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and
Ocho,
like, dude, you know how hard it is
and I get it, Ocho,
for us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant and so.
Ocho.
Like, what are we doing?
Let's talk about it. First, I want to say God bless you and I respect your opinion. Your opinion is just as valuable as the next person's opinion. But I do agree with you. It is hard to open a restaurant. It is hard to get the funding. It is hard to have people come in. I agree. And I'm blessed enough to be a marketing platform for those restaurants completely free. To me, it seems like you have no idea who I am. And again, that's okay with me. The main point was my qualifications. I'll be honest with you. I've been a professional fighter for almost 10 years. I've traveled the world eating food. I've cut weight from anywhere from 170 pounds to 135 pounds. And food is one of the most important things when it comes to cutting weight. So at the end of the day, I'm just a foodie. I agree with you. I've been blessed enough to be in this position. But then in return, I want to ask you, what are your qualifications to have this firm stance on this topic? Because to me, this seems like your first time ever seeing me. And if it's not, again, I have another question. Why is this your first time speaking on me? We've been blessed enough to raise over $40,000 for a restaurant owner who has cancer. We've been blessed enough to be used as a vessel to retire a teacher in less than 24 hours. We've been blessed enough to be a part of keeping multiple restaurants doors open. And all of this within the span of 10 months. I want to be very clear. That question isn't to say you or anybody else should know who I am. I simply ask, if this isn't your first time seeing me, what stopped you from talking about the positive things we've been able to do? Specifically to the community that you are worried about us negatively affecting. And to your point, that's without any formal qualifications. And let's be honest, I think one of the main reasons of why we're here is because I'm relatable. I'm a customer like everybody else. I pay for my food like everybody else. I don't take anything from these restaurants. No matter how much business comes from any post I make, I don't take any money. If I was to go to school and get all of the qualifications and start talking in big words that not a lot of people understand, would they still come out and wait in 4-hour lines? I don't believe so. I'm a normal person just like you. So again, you are completely entitled to your opinion, and so am I. And my opinion is that you should have done a lot more research before you made this firm stance, especially on a platform like yours. I don't go anywhere and just give my unsolicited opinion. You said I should only give positive reviews. The reason I don't believe that it worked because it'd be inauthentic. And hypothetically, if I was to be inauthentic and you waited in a 3-hour wait time and you got to the front and the food was trash, who you gonna be mad at? The restaurant owner or me? Those 600 people who waited in line, they're gonna all make videos and say I'm a fraud, say I lied. And that 4-hour line only gonna be there at one time because everybody gonna say the food is trash. Simply just to spite me, not even a restaurant themselves. But if it's a restaurant where the people really put their time and their effort into, that 4-hour wait time is going to be 4 hours the next day, and the next day, and the next day. God willingly, of course. Again, I'm going to be very clear. I think you are completely entitled to your opinion, just like I am. 99% of my videos have ended very positively. Charged my car for $26.73. That's what she said she made when it sells today.
Instead of crying, you need to rejoice.
Their total sales was $2,200 for the day.
Look at these cars lined up. Y'all, this area is always in.
Oh, you got these people attention now? Mm-hmm. Talk that talk, George.
So to make the narrative that all I do is tear down businesses is completely false. This is my last time speaking on anything that has to do with Atlanta. I want to get back to the fun, get back to eating, get back to touring, get back to going to good restaurants. I just want to eat food and mind my business like I always have. And this last week, I've heard a lot of questions like, why him? A bunch of people eat food. Why is him and his family so successful? Why do y'all pay attention to what him and his family say? And to that, I simply ask, why not? God bless you. God bless you. Have an amazing day, y'all.
I don't like the fact of what he's doing.
Ocho,
I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and
Ocho,
like dude, you know how hard it is
and I get it, Ocho,
for us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant and so
Ocho.
like, what are we doing?
Okay, everyone, there you have it. Ochocinco, I play both actually from X. That's Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, Ochocinco, I didn't listen to their entire podcast, but it was a bit cringeworthy. I'm like, clearly he doesn't really understand the essence or the nature of Keith Lee. So I clicked off, but I didn't know that Keith Lee had ended up responding to Chad Johnson, former NFL player, aka Ochocinco. So yeah, so what are your thoughts? Drop some comments in the comment section. Like I said before, I just think it's ridiculous that people are coming at him. I mean, he's doing this public as opposed to doing it private. And I've given food reviews, restaurant reviews, all of that. And sometimes I've been vocal about it on social media as well. So regardless, if it's black owned, if it's not black owned, I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I do not believe that differences in opinions should equal division. That's just, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm delusional, but in my opinion, it should not equal division. So, but yeah, this is very interesting, and I salute Keith Lee and his family. Like he said, he want to get back to the fun and all of that. And to be clear, a lot of regardless if it's black owned or non-black owned, melanated, non-melanated, I think, and I think he holds everyone to the fire. So regardless if it's non-melanated restaurant establishment. But in my opinion, why not? The feedback to me is very respectful, is very classy. I even receive feedback on my channel in a comment section. I do, from the audio, from my slow talking sometimes, from it's several things, so I mean, sometimes it gets irritating because if someone doesn't listen to the entire video, so it's like, okay, you're jumping to conclusions without really listening to the entire video, or perhaps they have and their interpretation is a bit skewed, in my opinion. But yeah, so I receive critique in its content creation space. So I mean, when you put yourself out there, voila. So, but I do believe a lot of restaurants post-COVID has really, the food service industry has declined drastically. And this is just my opinion. The heart is not in it. The effort is not in it. The ambiance is not the same. And I don't even understand. I'm learning and getting more into the habits of cooking and just creating my own dining experience at home. I've even considered doing a private shelf, and I'm probably going to do that probably for the holiday. For my child and I, do a private shelf, or maybe for Christmas or something like that. I would love to do that, love to experience that, and just have someone else come in and be responsible for, the dinner. Of course, I'm paying for it, but you get my point. So, and they do have some type of app where you can hone in on private chefs. So I've been looking at that, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and consider that instead of dining out or instead of cooking. So, but yeah. So what are your thoughts, everyone? I think Chad Ochocinco was his opinion was a bit, how could I put this? His opinion was a bit uninformed opinion, and I say that respectfully. And hopefully I don't know if he's responded thus far, but if he did, hopefully he take it all in stride, if you get my point. But yeah, I heard that Keith Lee did come to Chicago, because if those who do not know, I'm in Illinois, and I mean, his opinion, his experience is his, so some people may the food that he may dislike or is not super interested in, some people may have a difference in opinion. And then food that he's interested in and love and like, some people still may have a difference in opinion. So I mean, I see nothing wrong with that, but don't get it twisted. Keith Lee, based off of my preliminary research, I was like, I did some digging. I did a little bit digging. He had a bag before he started doing all of this, so people are asleep on that. So kind of do your little research. It's just seconds to Google. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have to get in the habit of that as well. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to The Mix. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.